Today's section of the videos are the Explain section, Unit 3, Task 5. In today's section, you're going to work with your group. You're going to design a heat regulation device. Based on the information that you gleaned from your experiments, you're going to begin the design process. So those of you who have me for Gateway understand that the design process is something I know a lot about and that I will help you with. Okay, it's kind of important. So we know that the blue catfish spawns in the river at 70-75 degrees, but the pool is currently at a temperature of 68 degrees. That is your problem statement. Your problem statement tells you what the problem is and what you need to do to fix it. Your design statement is what are you going to design to fix that problem. All right, so you're going to start with the design process. First thing you have to do is identify your criteria and your constraints. All right, your criteria and your constraints, and then you're going to decide which substance from your experiment is going to be the best choice for your device. All right, which one is going to be the best choice for your device? Then, once you have all of those figured out, then you're going to design and draw the models of two potential devices. Okay, you must have two potential devices. Now, if everyone in your group does their own model and then you come together and decide which of those models is the best choice, it's probably not a bad idea. Okay, that's something that we do in the engineering process. All right, so designing a solution. Before you begin designing your device, first thing you got to do, all right, we know what the problem is. You have to come up with your criteria and constraints. Remember, your criteria are the things that you want to include in your design. What does your device need to do? How is it going to measure success? How do you know that it has completed the job? All right, how has it fixed the problem? Okay. Constraints are those limitations on your design. Those are the things you have to compensate for. All right, how are you going to minimize the impact on the river environment? That's a constraint. All right, you can't just put chemicals in the river. It's going to affect other things that live in that river. All right, so those are constraints. You can't just pour stuff into the river and hope that it works. All right, so think about those things first. Maybe make a list. Once you have that done, then you're going to think about the data that you did from your lab. Which combinations of substances from that Explorer lab is going to work the best to meet the criteria? Okay, and why? Why are those things going to work best? You have 5 options. All right, which of those options is going to be the best choice? All right, and why? That's important. Always why. Once you have those done, those figured out, then you're going to pick one chemical reaction from your list, and then you're going to choose using the list of the materials, there's a link here, and then I'll add it to PowerPoint as well. You're going to design and draw a model of 2 different heat regulation devices that use the same chemical reaction. Okay, you're only one chemical reaction, only one, right? But they have to have different structures and different materials. Okay, so you got 2 different design solutions with one chemical reaction. The energy and matter portion in your model, you're going to label to show the inputs and outputs. Okay, we've been talking about that. What's going in, what's coming out, how are you going to use those, how are they cycling through? Okay, we've been talking about that for a couple weeks. Captions to describe how each device would work, and then building and testing the devices. We're going to do that. We're going to do that next. All right. So that is what you're going to do today in your group. All right. So design process. It's important.